Hey everyone, Joshua Hanlon here, and today I'm at the Bricks and Minifigs store in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and I'm joined by Chris. He's going to be giving us a tour of the whole store and showing off some really cool custom models along with all of the great products they have available. And we'll start with this custom model that's on the wall right when you walk in here. So what can you tell us about this unique creation?
So this is a map of the island of Matanui from Bionicle, and it's built using all the pieces from the World Map set. One of the Lego designers, who is a huge Bionicle fan, took the World Map set and created instructions and a website so you can go and build this on your own.
There you go. So this is to see kind of the real, hardcore fans. If they walk in and recognize that, then you know.
It's some deep Lego knowledge there to come in and recognize the map of Matanui.
And as we move in front of that here, when you walk into the store to the right, what is this display?
Yeah, so this is where we put kind of the newer sets and the kind of the prime sets that we have available right now. We put it right in front of the window so if people walking by in the mall can see it and hopefully stop in and buy something.
There we go. You always want to have those eye-catching kind of window displays there as well.
Absolutely. And then we move over, and this is our new set wall, right? So the way that we have our store laid out is this is the new in box. You come to the right, this is what's currently available. A lot of people love to just come and walk this wall, and then as we'll walk through the rest of the store, they get to see all the other things that we offer.
Yeah. Fantastic. And of course, the minifig stands here are always amazing.
Minifig stands, Go Figure displays, and brick shell cases, love their stuff. They sell well, and people really love them with all the different designs, and they can find something to fit any space they have in their house. So.
And as we move into the next aisle here, I think these displays are some of my favorite because you've got older sets. You also have these military builds. So what is the reaction typically like to those sets? Are people surprised that there's kind of Lego military builds available in the store?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the Battle Brick stuff has been quite popular. A lot of people come in and, aren't expecting to find that because, of course, Lego doesn't do military sets on their own. They're really well done. Battle Bricks not just as sets, but they do custom minifigs, which sell really well. And then we move on to our certified section, and this is the very beginning of it. This is kind of our fun section. I'm a big Lloyd Wright fan, and so we've got 3 certified sets in. We love certifying the architecture sets with their their nice clean black boxes, and they present really well. Yeah. People love the experience of rebuilding an architecture set, so it's a great choice to certify.
And I would imagine that appeals to kind of the Lloyd Wright fan base here, because with Wisconsin into Chicago and everything, obviously kind of a big area for a lot of his work. So. Oh
yeah, absolutely. There's a couple models, not just on the street a little bit. One of my friends actually has a model that's on display at the Lloyd Wright house that's in Racine. So yeah, it's a good area for Lloyd Wright.
And coming around, we can mention the bulk tables now as well. And you've got quite a few options here. I like the tire collection as well. So that's not something every store has, where you can just pick through the tires.
Yeah, so we separate the tires and wheels as best as we can, as well as we separate out a lot of the Technics. We're going through and sorting anyway, so we figure it's easy to pull the Technic out, and that way people aren't digging as much in the regular bulk for it.
Mm-hmm. Just make it easier for people to find what they're looking for.
It's not that much more work for us, and it makes it easier for the people who are really looking for those parts.
And coming back down this aisle, we have more architecture, and then my all-time favorite theme, the Western sets here. So you've got a couple of these with the boxes and everything.
Yeah, we may or may not have had those in the back just for a few days for you to come in and see them. Yeah, we have one of our regulars who's come in and sold us a few things, has those, and they were a lot of fun to receive in, a lot of fun to certify, and just, anytime we get the old sets in, especially these, they're actually in pristine condition. The Space Police 2 set, the plastic is in great condition on the inside. It was a lot of fun.
And then tons of the architecture sets as well.
Tons of the architecture. Again, these are great to certify. There's even more in the Lloyd Wright collection here with the Guggenheim. I love certifying them, and it provides such a great experience. People really love coming into the certified section to get those older sets.
And more sealed sets like we saw earlier, and then...
And storage.
Storage, yes.
Yeah, a lot of different options for people to come in, and they like to decorate their homes. There's a lot of things on Pinterest now and things like that of using these particular things, not just for Lego storage, but people are making coffee tables out of them and doing all kinds of decoration in their house and things like that. So we like being able to carry it in the store so people don't have to try to order it online and wait. If they want to build a project from Pinterest or somewhere, they can just come in, buy it, and take it home and get it done. So
I also wanted to shout out this in the corner over here. This is one of the first things that caught my eye when I came into the store. This is, I believe, a 3D printed Lego cannon, right?
Yeah, yes, and it actually technically fires.
Really?
There's a spring inside. In 3D printing, it's hard to create enough force to really launch it very far, so it kind of just, the projectile kind of dribbles out the front. But technically, it does, it does fire. One of our employees, John, has printed that. And we kind of had like a little bet going that if something happened, then he would have to print one for the store. And well, I won that bet, so now we have one for the store.
There we go. Awesome. I love it. And the great, all sorts of colors of base plates as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then that's always being refreshed. So yeah, we come out and we have our ball figs where we love to have a variety of figs in there. Everything from, friends and elves to, even some of the army builder type pieces for, Star Wars are in here occasionally. City, just that whole wide variety. We love to have a huge amount of variety in the ball figs for people.
Behind that, I love these kind of 360 display cases where you can see everything from all sides and really appreciate it. But definitely a lot of Bionicle and Star Wars, it looks like here.
Yeah. So Bionicle was a recent trade that we got in, and it always sells well. In fact, we we put those out last night because it just came in. So it was fun to fill the case, and we're sure they won't last long. Every week somebody comes in and asks about Bionicle. But it's a great filler space, and it's a great way to introduce people to the used sets before we get over to the other used set wall. So
you've got the big gunship up top there. Is it difficult to find display space for some of those big, especially Star Wars sets in the store?
Yeah, the gunship is difficult because of how wide it is. We've had a couple of the current UCS Falcons in as used, and those are also very large. So when we added this display case, which is a little newer. It helped us to find a place to be able to put those big things. So it's always a challenge for the big ones because they don't really fit on 12-inch shelves against the wall.
Exactly. And as we move towards the back, you've got the Build-A-Fig section, so you've got accessories and minifigs you can put together.
Yep, absolutely, and it's always refreshing. We're always finding new places to acquire parts from, and it's a lot of fun, especially when kids come in and they're looking for something specific. And one boy was in the other day and he needed something specific, some like 4 or 5 specific figs for his city, and he was able to find all the parts he wanted and the torsos and the heads, and just the excitement on his face when he came in and was like, I have them all now, right? So that's part of what we do this for, right? The excitement from the kids. So.
And I love to see a Bricks Minifig store with some custom models here, and these are fantastic. So tell us what each of these represent.
So these are 3 Frank Lloyd Wright models, all built on the same scale. So they're built on a 1 stud to 1 foot scale. The far back one is a large scale Roby house, similar to the Lego set, just a little bit bigger.
A little bit.
Then we have 2 other models. This one here, the dark brown one, is from Still Bend. It's called Still Bend. It's in northern Wisconsin. It actually operates as a B&B today. And then we have this one, which is in Rockford, Illinois. It's known as the Laurent House. A bit of trivia about that one: it's the only house that Wright ever designed to be wheelchair accessible. And so it was just kind of a unique piece. And it starts to show the change in architecture style. The Roby house would be the earliest one, and then Still Bend is a little bit later in his style, and then the Laurent house is even later. So you can see that change from very linear to much more organic and curved. And then that got even more so as he went to create like the Guggenheim Museum, which is very, very round. So it's kind of a walk through time with Frank Lloyd Wright.
Yeah, super cool. I love that. Do you plan to always have these in the store here, or are there plans to...
We'll have them for a while now, and then hopefully someday we'll swap out displays and have something new in. So
there we go.
Which moves us right over to our retired set section in our trade desk. So this is where we do all the trade business, as well as have available many different retired sets. Right now we have stuff from 1992 all the way to just retired. We have the original Green Goblin and Mary Jane set from 2002, which is one that's just fun to have because we all know that Lego has the license with Marvel now, and they have all these licensed kits, but that's back when it was just called Lego Studios, right? And so it wasn't specifically, and that was before Marvel owned, or before Disney owned Marvel. Mm-hmm. So just a fun bit of history.
I like the little... it's like a combo castle space set there. That's a very unique one.
Yeah, it's They don't do this much anymore, right? So this is having the Spirus and the Castle together. It's a very unique set.
It really united all the fandoms, you know?
Instead of separating them. What's your favorite theme, castle or space? Yeah. How about both?
Yeah, you don't have to choose now.
Yeah. It's we're fortunate to be able to get some of those in still in sealed boxes.
I like how you have the separate space here, though. So this is where when people bring in kind of bulk or something, you're able to bring them over here and really work through all that.
Yeah, and it's really helped out because we get quite a few buys in that are many tubs. And so having this longer space where we can really just have the time and space to put it down and work through it is great. And the community's been great. We've been getting lots of stuff in. Past week and a half, we've been pretty busy with buys, and so. If we decide to peek in the back room, you would see that. But it's yeah.
What is that process typically like when somebody brings in all those tubs? How long do you usually spend kind of in the store going through them? Is that something you have to be careful because that could go on for like ever, and you're like, well, we can't sit here all day.
Yeah, and we tend to want to be more careful to make sure that we really know what we're getting from a customer, and we want to make sure we provide a fair price. So we might take a little bit longer than than we maybe should, but we just want to make sure that we're really fair when we go through it. So we'll spend anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes to we've spent up to 3 or 4 hours looking through a buy before being able to to work on the deal with the customer. So it all depends. It depends how big the buy is, how many sets they come in. It's the challenging ones where they bring in like, here's 45 built sets, and we need to go through and verify all the minifigs are with each one to make sure the value is there, and
right.
It just takes a long time to to pick up each set and verify all the figs and all that kind of stuff. It gets a little bit easier with the more knowledge we have and not having to check sources for every set. But
I definitely want to mention some of the third-party stuff here. You've got Light My Bricks, Brick Arms, and Brick Forge, all excellent companies that make some fantastic products.
Yeah, so lighting is a big thing for us. We've got a couple employees who have done their own custom lighting, so they're very particular about the quality of lights. And he loves Light My Bricks from the quality perspective. We love carrying them. They're super bright. They're well made. It's a great product. And then Brick Forge and Brick Arms. They're small family-owned companies, right? They're small businesses, and so being a small business ourselves, we actually love being able to support them. They're products that people love, always restocking them. But again, being able to support small businesses is a really important thing to us, which is very similar to Big Kid Bricks, who we have right over here, another small business that sells through many of the BAM stores, and I believe they're located in Indiana, so we just love working with them. They're close by, Midwest company.
Yeah. And then we get into all of the minifigs here. It looks like we start with Star Wars and work our way down then.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Star Wars case is always fun, is always changing. A couple key figs we have right now is a Commander Fox and a Phase 1 Rex. So those are always fun to have in. Don't always last real long. Desirable figs.
Right.
But even the less expensive ones for kids to come in and get that Hoth Trooper that they wanted, or to get that TIE Pilot that they wanted, and add to their collection is a lot of fun.
You also have fantastic used sets available here, some rather rare. You've got this fantastic one here. I don't know if you're able to pull that out, where you can set that on the counter and look at that for a second. Another one of my favorite themes here represented, and you've got it in the box and everything. I love, it's such great work here, and I love this technique with the net, because the net is something you've seen a lot of fans use in their builds a lot more in kind of unique ways, so it's cool to see how LEGO was doing that.
Yeah, every time a set like this walks in the door, it's just exciting for us, because we're fans, not just store owners, and so to be able to see the Johnny Thunder sets and the Adventurer sets are just, it's just fun, it's nostalgia. We're huge Indiana Jones fans as a family, and so to see the kind of the precursor to the Indiana Jones line, it's just something we don't see often, but when we do, it just puts a smile on our face.
No, that's great. Very cool stuff there. And do you always keep a mixture of kind of themes and everything represented up here on the wall?
Yeah, we attempt to keep it focused in themes, just to make it easier for our customers to locate what they're looking for. So Star Wars is usually on that first end, and then the middle themes can change depending on what's available, but it kind of keep things together. So we have like our Marvel sets together, our Jurassic Park sets, Minecraft, modulars, all that kind of just sticks together. So that way we can make it easier for the customer to find what they want.
And then you've got some superhero stuff and some of the collectible minifigures series.
Yep. So everything from Marvel, DC, different CMFs, just along the whole way. We, exciting things like Muppets, the current Disney one. Just try to keep it as organized as possible because we want people to have an easy shopping experience. So
there we go. And I remember having the large Knight figures there, and they had like the collectible cards and everything. So.
Yeah, and those are our fixed price shelving. So one of the things that we like to say about our store is we're really for kid to collector. So if a child comes in and has $10 or $15 from grandma that they want to spend, we don't want to just limit them to a poly bag or a small set that we have available, but we have a whole shelf of $15 items or shelves of $10 and $5 items. So they can really have a wide variety to choose from and go home with something really cool that they really want and not be as limited as we might be if it were just traditional retail.
Yeah. And over here, I noticed this earlier as well, some custom pieces. So what are some of the unique stuff you've got represented here?
Yeah, so we have these top hats from Crazy Bricks. So we have, this one's kind of an old gray, and we have brown ones as well. And then one of our employees makes cheese heads. We are in Wisconsin, so we have the cheese heads available. He actually goes so far as to print 3 different patterns, and then he marks on the inside A, B, or C. So you can actually choose 3 different cheese heads to have different hole patterns.
It's very important to have those options.
Well, you might prefer one hole pattern over another. So if that's the case, you can definitely choose. And then we have some employees that like to do fun things, and so we'll do imposters among us. So
there we go.
They'll be hidden around the store sometimes. There may be one looking at us right now, but from high, up on high. But yeah.
Well, these are some fantastic offerings. I also wanted to mention your party room, so we can go back there
absolutely.
now too. So as we head back there, talk about kind of how this room works and what you've been using this room for.
Yeah, so the party room has been a great addition to the store. We had the square footage for it. It's a great thing for the community. So we've held many birthday parties, and it's a very simple format, 90-minute format. Come in, the kids will build a custom minifigure. Build cars, and that way they can put their minifig on the car and race them, and then we run races, and things crash at the end, and it's a blast. Pieces fly all over the place. Everyone's having a good time. And then at the end of that time period, we kind of wrap up so they can have food and open presents or whatever they choose to do for that last few minutes of the party. It's been a huge success. Everybody loves it, and it's just really nice to have this space. We've also done some meetings and things in here, so we've been able to use it a little bit as a community space. And we have different tables and different seating arrangements that we can do, so we can pick these up and put regular chairs in. We can all the tables are half size, so we can turn them more into a classroom. So a lot of flexibility that we put into the design of the room, just so we can use it as much as possible.
Yeah, I love that. If people are interested in booking out this room or checking out how does that work, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Yeah, so they can call the store, or if they go to our Facebook or Instagram, there is a link to our link tree, which does have a link to Calendly, which is the program that we use to actually schedule parties and pay for them. If they want to schedule something other than a birthday party, then just call the store, and that's the best way to get a hold of us. Mm-hmm. So.
And do you have any other events like build things or anything like that takes place in the store at this point, or any plans for that?
We have lots of plans. We want to start holding some classes and doing some more events. We're just kind of eating the elephant one bite at a time, right? So we're just taking our time to add those into the store. We've been open since December 3rd, so it's about 6 months right now. But we will be we'll be adding more events. Yeah,
and you have kind of a unique perspective on kind of Lego and certainly running a Lego store, because you've been involved in the AFOL community now for many, many years. Yes. I think when we went to our very first show, you were there, so it's been a long time. So with that kind of background and experience, how did you kind of first get involved with Bricks Minifigs, and where did that interest come from?
Yeah, the family, we'd always talked about owning a brick-based business, and we just didn't know what it would be. And I ran across an ad for Bricks and Minifigs franchises, and it was just a few months before Tyler, my oldest son, was going to graduate from college, and we're like, we would need his expertise because he had Lego retail experience from working at an actual Lego brand retail store. And it's like, well, if we're ever going to do this, like, now is the time to do it, because if we had waited, he would have been off on a different full-time job and that sort of thing. So it was just about a year ago today that we signed the franchise agreement. And it's been great. Tyler's our full-time manager. My other two kids, Megan and Kyle, work the store. Megan does all of our social media, or most of it. My wife is our party coordinator, Tammy. So it's truly a family-run business. We have other employees as well. But it's been a huge amount of fun, a huge amount of stress, all those things rolled into one. But it's been good, and such huge support from the fan community. Like you say, we've been involved in the fan community for a long time. So we always have people coming up to the store that we've known for 10 or 15 years through Brick World or other avenues, and just to have them come up and support the store, or just say hi and see how we're doing is always a lot of fun.
That's really cool. And you mentioned the social media stuff there. So for people who want to follow you online, what are the best platforms for that? What types of stuff do you guys put out there?
Yeah, so Facebook and Instagram are our two primary platforms right now. We're going to be looking to get into more short form video in the near future. But currently, Facebook and Instagram are the best choices. So
sounds good. Well, thank you for showing us around the store,
yeah.
And thank you everyone for checking out the store here in Kenosha. If you're in the area, definitely make sure you stop by, check out all of the amazing products that they have available here, and we'll put links to the website and social media in the description of the video as well, so you can check out all the fantastic stuff that they're doing in the future as well. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.